Hey guys, Sandy here. Welcome back to the channel. Today I am making a card. Now you might be wondering, Sandy, if you're making a card, why do you have a photo? Well, I was going to scrapbook this photo, but I decided that I would use this as inspiration instead. So these are not exactly lilies. I get that, you get that. It's fine. But I love the white flowers and the little pops of green. So what I've decided to do is make white flowers and color in my green. And then I'm going to place it on this beautiful purple plaid from the Sophisticated Spring paper collection. And I want to bring in my favorite product ever, which is Glitter Glaze. Now this is Fallen Snow. Look at that sparkle and shine. So I have an idea in my head. I hope it all comes together. So let's see what I can do. All right, guys, so I'm taking my white cardstock and I'm going to go ahead and put that down into my stamp positioner tool. I'm going to grab the florals that I want to stamp and place them down on the cardstock. Now, I love using a positioner tool because that allows me to ensure that I have a really nice, clean, crisp, stamped image. So that is going to be amazing. Now I'm trying to get everything onto the card. This is not a card, this is just a piece of paper because I'm going to be using my Sophisticated Spring paper pad right here. So I am going to make an A2 size card. I'm going to use my little bone folder right there to go ahead and get that crisp crease right there. No idea what I'm doing off to the side. Oh, I was trimming down my card panel to make sure that it works. So don't know where my media mat is at this exact moment in my crafting life. I do find it later, so kudos to me. But the only thing I'm doing is taking that Fallen Snow Glitter Glaze, which is absolutely my favorite product ever, and I'm using a silicone brush to go ahead and put that glitter glaze down as a nice smooth surface across this panel. So what that allows me to do is to have that purple plaid background, but it gives me the shiny, shimmering splendid that I love. So I'm going to put that off to the side so that it can dry. As you can see, the glitter glaze does have moisture in it, which made my card panel curl. That's what happens. Like, moisture makes paper warp. I mean, that's just the way it is. So now I'm going to go ahead and stamp down my flowery bits. Now these bits are being stamped with the Raven Detail ink, of course, from Brutus Monroe. It is my favorite black ink ever. It is a deep, dark ink, right? Like it's a black ink. It works great with all kinds of mediums. I do use it with markers, I use it with watercolors, I use it with aqua pigments, all the things I use it with. Now, as you can see, I did go ahead and use my heat gun to go ahead and make sure that that ink is completely dry. And now I am pulling out some chroma mists, and I am just going to color in this leaf. Now, I am cheating, doing the cheater's way, and using my paintbrush and pulling the paint out of the top, like where the cap is. Didn't want to pull out a palette, didn't even feel like pulling out a stamp block, which is something that I use for a palette quite often. Just wasn't feeling that this day. Just wasn't feeling it. Just felt like I needed to go ahead and get the green, and then I was running out of green in the lid. So I went right for it in the bottle right here. So if that makes you antsy and you are like, oh my word, Sandy, you are a chroma mist maniac, it's the truth. But if this makes you antsy, then don't do it. Like, pull out your palette, your stamping block, your packaging, whatever you need to do to get the media onto your card. Whatever works for you, right? Like, I'm not going to tell you you have to do it this way. I'm not going to tell you you should do it this way. I'm just showing you what I do. Now I'm also going to pull out some Bumblebee Yellow, and I'm just painting in the little, what are those? Pistil pieces? Are those pistils? Oh my word, my second grade flower anatomy is stamens? Pistils. Anyway, yeah, my flower anatomy just failed me. So anyway, I am going to go ahead and fussy cut these florals out. Now, fun fact, Brutus Monroe does offer dies to match these stamps. So if you were thinking, oh man, I am not a fussy cutter, you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry your pretty little heads. There are coordinating dies. So I don't mind fussy cutting. I find as long as I have a pair of scissors that feel comfortable in my hand and I have the time to do it, it doesn't bother me whatsoever. I am leaving a little bit of a white edge around these images. Now you could fussy cut all the way up to your black outline if you wanted to, and then you wouldn't have that extra edge. Obviously, if you're cutting up to your black line, you're like, duh, Sandy, forgetting your second grade flower anatomy and now stating the obvious for us. But you know, sometimes you just gotta say things. So I am, I think I end up using all of the flowers on this card. I can't remember. It's been a minute since I created the card. I'm definitely doing the voiceover quite after the card is finished. I find that sometimes I do voiceovers right away, sometimes I wait. It's just however I am feeling in that moment. So these scissors, like I said, feel good in my hand, so I am not too worried about fussy cutting. And we're gonna go ahead. I wish that the scissor noise, I wish that I could do a voiceover and still have the scissor noise, but not the background noise that was going on in my home at the time of this video. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think that that would be pretty awesome. So I'm trying to figure out how I want the flowers to look, where I want them positioned, and then I'm like, okay, that seems kind of cool. And then I'm going to go ahead and start adhering down the florals. So at first I was thinking that my card was going to be as a horizontal card, but I instead changed my mind and made it a vertical card. Now you can have, when I say a horizontal card, I mean a top fold card, and a vertical card, I mean a side fold card. So, and I guess it's not a normal top fold card. I don't know. As you can tell, I'm not a super card maker. I am a super scrapbooker, but I don't even use the correct, you know, I'm doing finger quotes, terms for that. So heaven knows if I'll ever get the correct terms for card making. But anyway, I got the florals all figured out. I went ahead and pulled out some letter stickers from my scrapbooking stash because I felt like this card was so beautiful that it needed a fancy hello, and I did not want to stamp over top of the glitter glaze, and I didn't want to stamp and put a sentiment block on there. I wanted that purple background with the glitter glaze to be like, bam, look at me. So anyway, guys, that is going to do it. Please make sure to check out the links down below for some of the products that I used making this card. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys again real soon for another video.